the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, race fans, welcome. We're live here, sunny state here in Florida. Actually, not literally in Florida, but we are on the virtual sim here tonight with the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. Folks, this is it. We've waited a long time and a long season to get us to this point, and tonight is it. Season finale. We crown a champion tonight here in the Truck Series, and 4 drivers are going to do battle here tonight, and some 4 of the best. But hey, not only just the 4 drivers, I mean, we can't take away the rest of the field here because, you know, we still want to see other guys win, but it's going to be interesting. As always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by the man himself, come Jay Weezy, Gerald West. Gerald, how you doing? Gerald's a little shy. Your mic plugged up, Gerald?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, man.
Oh,
you said it. You know, you called it. It's a Homestead here, the last race of the season, and I'm sure it's going to be a good one. And you're right. The top 4, you know, they get to battle for the championship, but all these other guys, man, they're going to be looking for that win.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, it is going to be ecstatic here tonight as we got 4 drivers: Chad Coleman, David Comstock, Justin Fuller, and EJ O'Rourke. They're going to sit out here, man, and duke it out. And let's hope, man, that they don't start throwing some oranges at each other, because obviously Homestead's in Florida. What do they call it? The Orange State or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, they'll be out here trying to squeeze each other on the track, and I tell you, hey, what's going on, CMD? How you
Sunshine
doing?
State, Joe.
That's
ain't
right. Yeah. Yeah, well, look, you have to trigger my brain every once in a while. I knew I had to do something with oranges, something like that. Yeah. What's up, Oliver? How you doing? Well, we're in the middle of qualifying, and right now, Justin Fuller, he owns the top spot, and but we saw last week, you know, even with the top spot in qualifying, it really doesn't signify that, hey, look, you're going to win the race. David Comstock dominated. Justin Fuller pulled up at the right time and won it. Got himself a ticket here to Homestead to buy for the championship here tonight. Well, Dave Comstock sits in 3rd right now. Chad Coleman is 7th, and EJ O'Rourke sits in 9th. To start this thing off here as qualifying's coming to an end, folks, get your refreshments. Going to be an interesting night here. Me and myself and Gerald up here are going to be talking and going through here because it's a season finale, and I hope you've enjoyed sitting through this long season listening to me and Gerald talk, yap, and, you know, just have fun up here in the booth, man, about these guys here at the Sim500, because I have totally and truly enjoyed, man, this league and what it has done. And it kind of, yeah, I guess I'll be saddened with the end of the race, man, because it has been a fun and long season.
Yeah, it's going to close out the season, and I can second that. I enjoyed it being up here, you know, especially with you. We get to watch all these great drivers out there for, you know, 30 races. It's been a long season. You know, they worked hard. So tonight's the night to do it, and they're out there to do it. Aftermath, man, they really showed out this season. They won a lot of races. I think they won 14 races. They won.
Absolutely.
I think Fuller, he's on the pole, you know, and that's the best place to be coming into tonight, trying to win the championship. So he's doing what he's got to do, man. Starting up front, you know, 3 out of the 4 of them is aftermath. So, you know, congratulations to that team for a great season, and for all the drivers for putting on a great show. I mean, each week I'm excited to come up here and watch these trucks go round and round, Joe, with you.
All right, well, let's grid these things up here tonight. As the man on pole, we just said Justin Fuller puts it out front. Bobby Terrell is going to start in second. Third place man, Dave Comstock. Trey Edson, he's going to hit it up there on fourth. Fifth place starter, Steve Goschalk. Timothy Johnson starts in the 6th place spot. 7th place man, Chad Coleman. Starting in 8th, Scott Simley. 8th place starter, E.J. O'Rourke. And around the top 10, Anthony Calatone. As we look through the rest of the field, man, I say it week in and week out, there's some bad, fast drivers and some bad, fast monster trucks. Gonna do some awful bad, fast things here at Homestead, Miami tonight.
Oh, yeah, man. And this is the track that you want to be good at. You know, a lot of championships, a lot of champions are crowned at this track. So, you know, probably got a lot of practice. If you're one of these top 4, they've probably been spending some time out there on the track, you know, trying to get things going. Hopefully they have a good run here tonight. But I know that they're going to have a good race. It's going to be a good race up front.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As pace car is going to pull them off on pit road here shortly. And folks, like I said, and it has been an awesome one. Going to be a good one so far. Yeah, you can get some good side by side, man. Views there, like Justin just said. Hopefully Justin and company up there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and shout it out. We talked about it, Gerald, and me and you did. What's up, John? We talked about it. I want, you know, obviously we got 4 drivers going for a championship, but we've got a lot of other drivers on this field that are capable enough to win. Don't get up there and get scared, guys, if you're listening, just because those 4 guys are going for a championship. If I'm fast enough to run and win this race, I don't care what you're doing. Yeah, you could be delivering flyers to your mama for all I care, but I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have to find a different way to get around me. Don't hit me, because remember, I just said it don't matter if you're running for a title. So, there you go.
You know that's right, Joe. You know, and if you do hit me, I'm gonna make sure I spin right in front of you.
yeah. Oh man, well I tell you what, hopefully these guys, man, they've been pretty good, constant professionals, week in and week out. I mean, these guys, man, have put on stellar shows week in and week out. It has been awesome. This is the season finale here, man. It's going to be a good one. What's going on? Yeah, Fuller out there. His pace car's coming out of turn 4, folks. Let's listen these motors, man, a humming here as Justin Fuller out front plants it to the floor. We're racing here at Homestead for the final time here at the Sim500, simspeedshop.com. And Justin Fuller says, well, I'm going to just get out front far enough to where they don't catch me.
Yeah, and his 2 teammates there following along with him there, running the bottom line through 1 and 2, and the 4 Bobby Terrell. Great looking paint scheme he's running there tonight. Freaky fast. Let's see if he's freaky fast. So far he is up front.
Absolutely, Bobby Terrell, man. So switching it up just a little bit, but boy, I tell you what, he knows how to race. He's up to 4. Timothy Johnson's there in 5th. Trey Edson. We know that guy can run around here, man, with the best of them. This track here in Homestead, though, it's a unique style track. It's kind of cool, like I said, with a lot of champions. Right now, they're on that bottom lane. How long do you think it'll be before they start going to the top side?
Probably 10 laps or so. They'll start moving up. Actually, probably a couple laps, you know, to be honest with you. But this, yes, unique style oval. Here, it's not your typical 1.5 miles, as in, you know, like Charlotte or Texas, but this is more of an oval style track, and the banking is quite intense here, but it's a great place for a lot of great racing, and we see some racing going on here a little bit further back, though.
Yes, we do, back here with Anthony and Scott Simley, Nick Timms, but you got E.J. O'Rourke back there in the company too. Now, all the drivers that are vying for the title right now, well, except for EJ, he's on the outside looking in. I was going to say about the top 10. It shouldn't take him long to crack that top 10 here soon. But you got Justin Fuller out front, Dave Comstock in 2nd, Chad Coleman in 6th, and EJ O'Rourke there in 11th. And pretty much, folks, No points. Points are out the window. It's pretty much whoever finishes in front of whoever. And that's how I'm going to take it, because Joey hasn't said any differently or anything like that. So I'm going to say they're going by the NASCAR standard here. And so there won't be any halfway bonus points. It won't be anything like that. So, again, unofficial. Unless Joey Katina sends me a message here telling me otherwise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right, Joe. Yeah, and these trucks, man, they should start to loosen up a little bit for these guys. So they might start getting a little loose there on the exit, or maybe through the center. So they might end up being a handful again tonight like they was at Texas.
Well, let me ask you a question, man. You know, I know you're a champion out here in the truck series on iRacing, and you know how to get around these places. It's been a long time since I've run Homestead. It's been a long time since I've done anything, you know, in a truck wise. I do enjoy the trucks. Doesn't kind of suit my driving style that much, but what does these guys got to think about here? Is this a tough place to pass, or is it an easy place to pass?
It's not the easiest place to pass. You know, you really get it. You really get those positions by maintaining those tires. You know, controlling how you drive your truck. You know, save what you can so that you have enough to make that pass when the time comes. So you know, being conservative ain't such a bad thing, Joe.
Well, let me ask you another thing here. Chad Coleman and EJ O'Rourke, the other two contenders in this one. Now, Chad Coleman dominated the regular season, held the points lead, you know, and I know, through the whole entire time through the regular season. Got in the chase, kind of been up and down. He stayed in the mix there, but right now you got Justin Fuller, Dave Comstock, 1 or 2. What do you do if you're EJ and Chad at this point? Do you keep doing what you're doing, or do you, when's the panic mode?
Oh yeah, the panic mode sets in when you pull into the track here. You know, it's not such a panic as it is more so excitement, and you know, the nerves start getting to you. You know, you start to feel that feeling of possibly taking home that trophy. So you know, it's a mess. Really get a little bit worked up. You just got to control it, learn how to control it, and focus it more towards going forward. So, you know, starting on the pole, yeah, that's a good thing, you know, but with EJ, you know, starting a little bit further back, which not so far back, like Chad Coleman right now, 7th or 6th place right now. So, you know, you still can't count him out. It's a long way to go, 134 laps, you know, so, and like I usually start around 5th, purposely, you know, I try to start around 5th, and usually it works out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I'll tell you what, I know you've won championships. I've won one before, man, in a road course, and let me tell you what, it went down to the wire. I've been in this situation where I've come in the last race, I was 10 points back, going into a track that I knew my competitor was good at also. I was good at it, he was good at it. So, and making 10 points up on a track that I knew he was good at, just everything, I knew what I had to do. Pretty much stay up front and win, or finish 1 or 2nd place, and I did that. Didn't win, finished like 2nd in the race. He finished 7th where I needed to be, and beat him by 2 points. And I'm gonna tell you what, that was a nerve-wracking race. Yeah, because that was a road racing, man. It was a little bit longer than what we're probably gonna run here, but yeah. It's so the mental aspect, like you're saying there, Gerald, coming into a race like this. It's got to be draining on some of these drivers. Now, say that. Last week we heard what Justin Fuller said. I'm going to win this race. So now what does that do for the psyche of the other drivers?
Yeah, that's right. It's good to have confidence. You know, you don't want to be overconfident or cocky or anything like that, but you definitely got to have that confidence and come in with it. And hopefully you can get it done. But Joe, they're already starting to move up a little bit, it looks like, as well. The tires, man, starting to heat up pretty quick. I think the track temperature is over 100 degrees.
Right fast. You're right. 106 degrees is what I'm showing here. 78 degrees outside on the track here at Homestead. And you're right. Right now, Justin Fuller, he's out front just a little bit, about 2.5 tenths in front of Dave Comstock, who has Trey Etzen. Again, and Trey Etzen right now is not battling for a title. and I know as a racer, he doesn't want to get up there and mess up anything with it. But at what point, as I say that, here he comes around him. At what point does he go, well, look, man, I can win this race. Guys, y'all go battle your own thing with your own title.
Yeah, well, I don't see him. First of all, I don't see him making this pass here on the bottom. If he does, it'd be incredible. The high side definitely carries a lot more momentum. So that's one thing we haven't talked about. You know, you said how hard was it to pass? Well, you seen it right there. He had a run, tried to get it done, and it didn't work. So, you know, if these trucks are up on the high line, it really makes it hard to get around them.
Well, I'm already seeing him. The reason he got that run so well on David right there was where David come out of turn 4, lost that rear end just a little bit. So you spoke of it. These guys could already start to become really, really loose back here. Justin looks like he's kind of on rails right now, but David's a little bit in trouble. Still, even with him loose like it was, he did, like I just said right there, he came out of the turn 2 and had to chase that thing up the track. Now Trey will make the pass.
And that's exactly what I was talking about how you make the pass. You know, if you're more conservative and you save, you know, it'll keep you from burning up that tire, which causes you not to get as loose as them. So you just wait on them to make that mistake, and then you ride right by. But another way is to go into the corner right behind them up on the high side and maybe cut it down and try to get a run down the back stretch or the front stretch. But it's really hard to pass that way too. So, you know, one of the best ways to pass is the way that he just got that one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What I tell you right now, you know, I'm a firm believer on if once you start getting your truck a little bit loose like that, back the turns up. And for the people out there don't know what I'm talking about, I know Gerald knows what I'm talking about, is I basically let off that thing a lot earlier going into the turns, let it kind of glide into the turns, and then get on the throttle a little bit later coming off, and usually that helps. Obviously, you give up a little time, but it should balance out, man, in the longer run.
Yeah, and every time they get loose, you know, they lose a little bit more rubber on that tire. So say they get loose, they lose 1% of rubber. It also heats up the tire and takes a couple laps to cool back down, which makes it easier to get loose in the next corner or two. So you got to kind of baby it after you get loose there to get those tires back together before you can really lay back into it.
Yeah, no doubt. E.J. O'Rourke still back in 12th. Nick Silver up there in 11th place spot. Jimmy North up in the 13th. Joey Katina out there running 14th. Matthew Welzenbach, he's out here tonight. He's back at 24th. Michael Walters back there with him. Dan Denayer, Chris Jaboo. Got a good field here. 25 drivers right now out here battling on. As Justin Fuller still leading this one.
Yeah, but he's starting to feel that pressure there from Trey Edson. Trey's starting to get a little bit closer to him. It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to get around him, if he learned anything from trying to get around David and not succeeding. Maybe he'll do it a little different this time. So he's pulling up pretty close to him, and he's got 5 wins. So Justin knows that he's capable of it. You know, I think they both got 5 wins, Joe.
But here's the thing, too. Justin understands he doesn't really have to win this race to win the title. That's the big picture. I mean, you know, if Trey gets up there, especially if I'm in Justin's shoes and I know I'm fast, well, if Trey's a little bit faster, I'm letting him go. As Trey went around him, you know, I would love to win the race, but, man, I'm not going to come here and jeopardize my title hopes because, well, not especially with David Comstock sitting right behind me.
Yeah, it's too early in the race to start putting up much of a fight. So, you know, Justin did the right thing there. He kind of let him by as quick as possible so that they didn't lose a whole lot of time fighting side by side and all that good stuff. So, we got a new leader now, Trey Edson out front.
That boy knows how to run this course and how to run these trucks around here. Definitely doing an outstanding job. What's going on, everybody out there? Appreciate everybody tuning in. This is it. Season finale here tonight for the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. We appreciate each and every one of y'all tuned in. I have said it in the past. Thank you to all the viewers, to all the drivers, to all the leagues out there. I truly, man, appreciate y'all tuning in and supporting everything that is done here, especially the OSR Network. I appreciate Gerald been up here in the booth. It has been fun, and we're going to crown us a champion tonight. Right now, man in second place, Justin Fuller. He's leading it with David Comstock. You've got to look for Chad Cole right here in 6th. E.J. O'Rourke back in 12th is the other one.
Yeah, these guys a little bit further back, man. They're all over each other, especially if you look at around Anthony Calatoni, where he was trying to make a move there on the 51 of Nick Timms. and Nick closed the door on him. So, you know, they're putting up a little bit more of a fight here. If you look at these guys, like Scott Simley's in there, Nick Silver, EJ O'Rourke, which is one of the top 4 guys fighting for this championship. He's right behind those guys. And somebody's loose on the bottom. Looks like the 84 of Anthony. Ooh, Calatoni with a nice save.
Yes, I saw that, man. I tell you, it drops
Yeah,
only
that
back
happened
to
right
12.
in front of EJ.
That'll make your heart start pounding a little bit harder.
Oh, yeah. You know, it could have snapped right back up the track. And there he was.
No doubt about it. Well, and that's the thing, folks. That as far as I know, really points don't matter here tonight. It's whoever finishes in front of whoever has definitely been a good one. And yeah, I know that, John. You've been out there the accountant. That's what I always call you. As we're closing out this one here, you know, hey, well, there you go. Hey, you the man. Tell you what, an MVP Cody out there.
Cody Lewis, I hear you. 12 hours. Yeah, you know, and you said points don't matter, but I have to disagree. You know, these guys that aren't in the championship chase, you know, they're still out there racing for points. You know,
Yeah.
Oh no, we got trouble.
All right.
White Beverly.
Still spinning, ain't he? Let's go back and watch the replay. I'm talking about for the championship guys. Points really don't matter.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right about
right,
the other
right.
guys. Yeah, they're still running for positions. Oh yeah, 5th on back. You definitely want to come out here with a good one. And he just looped that thing coming out of turn 2. Hard contact into the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Looks like the 16. He just, you know, it was a slow motion style spin. It just comes around so easy. It looks like, and man, I hate to see that. If he's
start
having
playing the
that
song
much
slow
trouble,
motion.
man. Basically, I mean, if he's having that much trouble, I know these guys, they got their hands full, and a couple of them were probably ready for that caution to come out.
Well, we saw, like I said, just Dave Comstock was fighting that truck a minute ago, and every time he came around the corner, the thing was starting to step out from under. So, and we know how good of a driver he is. A lot of these guys fighting these things early on, and definitely coming in out there for 24 laps so far on the tires and all. They're definitely coming in here, probably gonna get 4 tires and fuel.
Definitely 4 tires and fuel. 8 if they'll give them to you. But I think Jonathan Locker, he got a piece of that too. The number 6 truck, TNT glass, but
They're gonna
he's
put
got
some
a
tires
damage
in the
on.
bed.
They would probably not oppose
You said
that.
you put 8
I would
of them in
say,
there.
you know, I hesitated because I was thinking, you know, you put more weight in the back, but if that grip's just not there, then that's going to make it worse. I know people think about the snow and putting stuff in the back of the truck. It makes it easier, but sometimes putting that weight in the back makes it a little bit worse. Just depends on, you know, the track surface and how the grip's handling.
Tell you how close it is and how much these guys want to win and battle. They were 3 wide coming off of pit road up there, folks. Justin Fuller won the battle off pit road. Trey Etzen there in second. Dave Comstock in third. Steve Goschalk up to fourth. But Chad Coleman trying to make up positions. And I got a feeling it's just what you just talked about earlier, Gerald, is it's hard to pass here. We had an Ask the Boo segment. What racing personalities would you like to meet? Either or both of them. Oh, what about you?
Well, I'd like to meet. I'd have to go with Larry Mack.
Larry Mack, all right. I would have loved to have met Barney Hall. It was live. Just because I love the MRN guys. I don't know. Oh, that's a tough one because a lot of the drivers that I pulled for don't race anymore. Oh,
I like Larry because he keeps it 100%. You know, he tells you like it is.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. I like him. He does good analysis and stuff. I don't know.
As far as drivers go, you know, hey, I've met Tony Stewart, so I would say him, but that's a good one, man. I mean, the list is long on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, yeah, they all cool, you know. I mean, and whatnot. So, I'll get back to that here in a second. But lights off on the pace car. We're going back green flag racing here at Homestead. Pace cars in. Justin Fuller's going to pull him off here to the green flag as we're back racing. He takes off, man, and gets a good jump over the field.
What a start there for Justin, but look at him behind him, 3 wide there, a little bit further back. I believe that's Tommy Ryan right up in the back of those guys. Wow, this is beautiful to watch these guys.
And now is the time where you want to try to make up as much positions as you can, because those tires, like you said, will give up the ghost later on as they keep going here. But right now, everybody, there's a lot of double file running back here in the back. Like you said, almost single file about Scott Simley and Bobby Terrell.
Yeah, and this is where you're going to see most of your hardest racing early in the run when they got that grip. This is when you want to make those passes on the bottom. It's probably the only time you can do it after about 3 or 4 laps. You're not going to be able to get down there and get that run off and that grip that it takes to get around them. So now it's go time right now to about 5 laps, maybe 3 laps in.
Well, right now you've got a good battle going on between Nick Silver and Nick Timms back here and Scott Simley. Those guys been going door to door, actually doing a little bit of door slamming with each other back there. Huge amount of pace here around Homestead.
Yeah, that was close. Looked like Nick Silver might have got loose a little bit. I seen him wiggle. I'm not sure if they touched or not, but they got awful close. Yeah, and we got EJ right behind that as well. So EJ's he's risking it all for the championship tonight, man. And you gotta love EJ, man. He's had a great season. He's ran very well. He's hard on himself, but man, he's a good driver. He's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, he is hard on himself because, he's had such close calls this year as far as winning races or being right there. That probably could have made a little bit of difference in it, but right now he's kind of struggling a little bit. He's back in 11th, trying to find out what he can do here. The battle right now on the track is Nick Silver and the 51 of Nick Timms. Those two guys, man, were just going at it.
Oh yeah, they've been going at it for a couple laps now. Looks like Nick cleared him finally. Finally got around him, but forgot what I was gonna say about EJ, man. But I was gonna say, even if you don't, have the leave out of here with the trophy, the championship for the season, you got to pat yourself on the back, man. And it's a win just coming in and having the opportunity to race against these guys for it.
And I guess it really don't probably mean a lot or make you feel any better to hear when you lose to somebody like, let's say, a Justin Fuller or David Comstock or somebody like that. And I'm not taking anything away from EJ because he is top-notch driver in himself. But when you lose to a guy like that out there, maybe I probably shouldn't say it at all, but when you lose to a guy like that, I guess you could say, well, hey, look, better than me on this day, or they're actually, a superb driver or whatnot. And again, then you're taking away from other drivers and saying, well, what's wrong with Joe Smo in 20th? But, I don't know. It's a tough deal.
I bet there's 39 other drivers that would rather have your spot,
There you go,
out of 43 trucks. They've had some huge fields, at least 40 for the most of the season. Tonight a little bit lower, the championship race, some guys didn't want to show up, so the field's not as large as it was each race this season. But I guarantee you there's plenty of guys that would love to have that opportunity that EJ, Trey, Justin, not Trey, but David Comstock and Chad Coleman have. And right now, Justin Fuller's leading, Trey Edson in second, Dave Comstock in third, Chad Coleman and Steve Gottschalk rounds out the top 5. How about that 91?
And doing an outstanding job, but I still, for the moment, have got to watch this battle with Nick Silver and Nick Timms. Those two guys back there are just hammering on each other, and obviously EJ's right there behind them. It looks like Nick finally got the best of it because Scott Simley's coming around Nick, but boy, them two, man, back there, Nick Timms went around him, kind of got in the back of him a little bit, but wow, you're right. And what a race all throughout the field. And yeah, Steve Gottschalk up to 5th.
Yeah, he's running strong here tonight, and what allowed the 12 to get to the inside, Scott, you call him Smiley, but Scott Simley, he seen Nick get a little wiggle coming off too. He got a little loose, and Scott went to the inside of him, tried to get a run, couldn't get it done there. The high side prevails one more time, and you see the 12 got loose that time, so he loses a little bit of track position.
You know, and here's the thing too. We talk about Justin Fuller. He's out front dominating. Remember last week, Dave Comstock dominated the race all race long, and then Justin Fuller at the end. So don't count on a guy. Even though EJ O'Rourke's back in 11th, he's going to figure this thing out. Still got a long way to go. We're on at lap 36 here, 134 here at Homestead. Definitely got a long way left. And don't count out Chad Coleman. I haven't really said much about him. He's been kind of quiet, sitting there in 4th place. These guys will figure it out. What's interesting is how much does Trey Edson push the envelope here, and how much going towards the end of the race does he go, well, can I hold off David?
You know, it's a good question. It's still early, so right now there's a whole lot of different things going through your head. Like last night, I had a race, and it was to get locked in, and we had a tight points battle. So coming into the race, I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to lock myself in, which I was, able to do it. But, when I started the race, I started tail end of the field, and I raced my way up to 3rd there. It was a 100-lap race. So it's definitely possible, even if you do start a little bit further back, it's a long race.
Now look, you got skills.
Well, caution came out too. I got a little luck. Luck. I'd rather be lucky than good. But a little bit of both always helps.
Right now, Trey Edson's looking good. He made a pass on Justin Fuller. Let David Comstock get up there a little bit. And my interesting thing is, I know they're teammates, and I want to see them race hard. Now you've got Justin Fuller, David Comstock, and Chad Coleman. Like I said, don't count Chad out. I mean, he dominated the regular season just as much as we're talking about Justin being fast and David being fast and EJ being in the back. Chad Coleman is right there, and he is one who is he's one of those who does, you don't get up there and get very aggressive. I think these long green flag runs will benefit him more than it does those other guys.
Yeah, me and Chad have a lot in common, after watching him this whole season. And I kind of noticed that, me and him, we kind of have the same strategies, kind of hanging there. And what I would say is he's lurking right now. He's just lurking. He's hanging out. He's up there close enough. If something happens, he's there to capitalize. And, with it being early in the race, he ain't got nothing to worry about right now. Long way to go, and he's still in a good spot. So he's doing the right thing.
Watching what those guys in front of him is doing to try to learn lap after lap to see what he needs to do later on in this race to try to turn the heat up. And right now he's doing quite well, kind of closing in. He's actually right there speed-wise along with them. See, David looks a tick faster than Justin. He's just content to ride behind him right now. I mean, it's still early. They got a lot of time left in this race.
Yeah, and you stay close enough to where he can see you in the mirror, and to answer John's question, do you pressure your teammate? Yeah, you pressure everybody. You let them know you're there. And the way Chad's just kind of lurking, as I call it, he's just lurking there. He's ready. And these guys are up there pressuring each other while he's just back here riding around, saving his stuff, hanging out. And then you'll see these guys up front, they'll probably get loose before he does. So he's doing the right thing as far as racing for a championship goes.
Well, you talk about that, and that was a good question there that he just brought up, because you're talking about teammates. Let's just real quick look, because Trey Edson is not running for a title, and he just blew right by the man pushing for a title, Justin Fuller, out front. So that right there already tells you, look, if I'm going to win this race, I'm going to win this race. David Comstock, he's the other teammate. So, yeah, you've got 3 teammates, 1, 2, and 3. 2 of them running for a championship. One of them's not.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job, man. Like I was saying earlier, Aftermath, man, they had a phenomenal season here. Right, and even coming into tonight, man, I mean, pretty much dominating this race. And, Trey might not be racing for a championship, but he's racing for his 6th win. And he wants it.
Absolutely does. I mean, that would make for an awesome season right there for him. He came in, and he's definitely done what he needs to do. Chad Coleman is definitely looking still right there in 4th place spot. EJ moves up to 11th. Steve Gostock still hanging on to the 5th place here as everybody just kind of content to ride right now. We'll go back here to Nick Timms, who was trying to move up through. Oh, Mr. 9 times on Nick Timms. Look at that, boy, in front of Timothy Johnson trying to hang on to that truck.
Yeah, you know, all these guys right here from Nick Timms, Scott Simley, Nick Silver, and even the 4, Bobby Terrell, you know, they're pretty much all over each other. Look at how right in front of Nick Timms, man. There's that Timothy Johnson. Yeah, I mean, he was pretty much sideways coming off of 2 there. Tire wear's starting to come into play here, and it's kind of early in the run. I mean, they've been out there for a little bit, about 20 laps, but I'd say they just passed halfway on their fuel run, so it's kind of early in the run to have to run the rest of the tank out like this. They're gonna have their work cut out for them, Joe.
Well, and what we saw last time too. Remember, David Comstock early in the run, he started losing the rear end of that truck. Remember, the caution came out, it was about lap 24. So they were 24 laps in. We're 21 laps in right now. It'll be interesting to see. So it's starting to, from what I'm seeing, I don't know if you're seeing the same thing, around about lap 20 or so is when the tires are starting to really, really give up. And these guys are really having to drive these trucks. But yet they know they've got a long way to go on a long green flag run before they can come in and get a set of tires.
Yeah, around 20 laps, they start wiggling a little bit, shaking the rear end. They start shaking the rear end a little bit. I know it don't sound right, but yeah, they coming off of them corners, man. They got to be very careful on how they got that steering wheel. They want to put a lot of force turning it, but they got to turn. And if they turn it too much, it'll keep turning and it'll come on around on them. Then they'll counter steer. Yeah, shaking their tail. They're twerking the rear end.
Yeah, there we go. Timothy Johnson, though, he's still hanging on in the 6th.
Yeah, you know, and with him getting loose a couple laps ago, he's got to be careful now for a few laps. You know, I'd say at least 5 laps he's got to be careful, because if he gets loose 1 or 2 laps in a row, man, it'll really start to tear into them tires.
Talking about, real quick, back up here to Chad Coleman, I was looking at the lap times that he's putting down. He is actually becoming faster than the guys in front of him. And the reason is you just saw Dave Comstock, again, lap 24. So he is chasing that truck around and chasing the rear end. He just saw that truck, man, go wild on him. And Chad Coleman, he's like a shark in water right now, closing in.
Yeah, you got to keep that hammer down, but sometimes that hammer down will get you on around. So you got to be careful on how you're working that throttle. So they're doing a lot of throttle control there, coming on and off the corners.
That's right. Well, right now is a good one up front here. It's a good one throughout the whole entire field. And this is kind of what this track brings about it. Get spread out a little bit. Sean Casto. I don't think I've ever said his last name right, but I always say Castro. But
Well, you did that time, Joe.
Casto, is it Casto?
That's Casto.
Casto, good deal. All right, first time's a charm. There we go. Well, he's got Mike Kelly running around him right there. Mike Kelly, interesting fact here, he's going to be running for a championship on the Monday Night Series. So let me throw something out here. We're in the Truck Series here. Everybody says the trucks, and obviously in real life, the trucks are the starting point for NASCAR's, Premier Series, I reckon. Then you go to Xfinity, then you go to Cup, blah, blah, blah. And I guess it's kind of the way here too. And you know, but let me just say, Mike Kelly is running in the Cup cars on Monday night for a championship. Very fast, very competitive, knows how to get around it. In the Cup car, but is struggling in the truck. So that shows you right there, Gerald, it don't matter if you're good in a Cup car, you might not be good in the truck.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a big fan of these trucks. You know, I like the Cup car a lot more. It takes a lot more of the driver to drive those Cup cars. It's a whole different ball game. These trucks, man, they run pretty much the same, so it's really hard to beat. You know, a lot of guys, because they got the same stuff you got. It's almost like the IROC series, if you remember that. These trucks, man, they're so close together, and that extra tenth is so hard to get over somebody. But the Cup car, you know, it's got all that horsepower, and if you can figure out how to get that horsepower to transfer into that track for that forward momentum, then you got something. And a lot of guys have trouble doing that.
You know, and to go off what you just said right there, I've always said the Cup car is more of a finesse style car. It's more of a driver style car. I like it. Not the best in it, but I like it because it does fit my driving style. The trucks, I just feel like I have to be aggressive lap after lap. The problem is when we get into tracks like this, you see you have to be aggressive to make it fast. The problem is sometimes the track and the conditions won't allow you to.
That's right. Yeah, you're totally right about it. You know, definitely a finesse car. It's fun. I love it. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it in the wall at about 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, another thing about those cars, the difference between the trucks and the cars is they separate themselves a lot more. You know, there's more of a distance between each truck or each car versus the trucks. And if you ever pay attention or think about, you know, some of the races that you've seen, you know, they usually don't run that close together. There's usually a lot more space in between each car.
Yeah. And also, if you put them on a short track, a little bit different. But you're right. I agree with you on that one. You know, with the Cup car, your little thing. I just think it's, you know, I hear the term here on iRacing all the time. Oh, well, we don't allow guys to run in our other series trucks and Xfinity cars because they're such high drivers in the Cups, and doesn't mean a thing. I see guys, man. Just because one guy probably can dominate in a Cup machine, I've seen them get into trucks, keying in, even in Xfinity. It's a whole different driving style of car and struggle. Now, I'm not going to say they still don't win, or they still probably don't run well, but they're not as a dominating fashion as they are. There's a select few that still do, but for the most part, I see it time and time again, but I still hear that old thing on iRacing. Oh, if you're the best in the Cup car, then you can drive anything. Ain't wrong.
Yeah, that's totally wrong. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, they're all different. They're all their own animal, you know, and if you can tame one, I mean, you can tame the other. So, yeah, it's totally different. But, hey, if you can run the Cup car, you definitely have the ability to be able to tame the trucks or the Xfinity or even the K&N. But, you know, they're all their own thing, so just got to figure them out. And if you get them all figured out, then, hey, good for you. Look at these guys out there, man.
Good battle
51.
right now. Yeah, Scott Simley and Nick Timms. Now, I liked what you just said right there. If you know how to drive it, you have the ability to do it. I like that concept word a lot better. As right now, good battle. You've got Bobby Terrell sitting on the top side up here. Nick Timms down low, not where he wants to be right now. This is a battle for about 6th and 7th and 8th.
Yeah, and I've noticed, Nick, he's been having some trouble the last couple of laps. Him and also the 55 was having some trouble. I don't know if he got a hold of it finally or not. But, you know, these guys starting to switch up. You see the 12. He's getting passed by Bobby Terrell right now. Nick Timms starting to look to the inside there.
But truck pushed up into the wall. Yeah, truck pushed up, went up way too high coming out of 2. Got into the wall, allowed Bobby Terrell to go through. Luckily, he didn't lose any more positions than he did right there. DJ Still, he's managed to crack that top 10. Ed Coleman, Justin Fuller, David Comstock, all 2, 3, and 4. Trey Edson still leading this one out front. We're watching this battle here for about Bobby Terrell, Scott Simley, and Nick Timms.
Yeah, Nick's stuck on the bottom right now. These guys, they took over the high side. And as soon as he gets a chance, right in front of EJ, he squeezes up in there and gets back in the high side there, where all the momentum's at. You know, that extra 1 or 2 mile an hour makes a big difference here. And now EJ's looking to the inside. He's probably not going to do it, which he's going to fall back in line. I don't blame him there. He's coming down pit row, actually. He's had enough.
Yeah, that's well, I don't know if it's early or what, but I would have thought these guys might have tried to split it.
Yeah, they went green about 36 laps ago, you know, and I was trying to think, you know, and I even asked John about the pit strategy, what he would do, you know, just kind of messing around out there, talking to those guys. But, you know, you got 109 laps to go, you know, what would you do?
two-stop, probably. Probably have to two-stop.
Oh, you're definitely going to do two-stop. I mean, or you could do 3 or 4 or 5.
Well, what would you do, Mr. Champ?
Well, you got to divide up 109 by 3 is your first thing. So you
let me get my
you take your
calculator
shoes
out
off
and see if it broke. Yeah.
First, you take your shoes off so you can see your toes and your
trying
fingers.
to drive. How can I take my shoes off?
That really makes it hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Come on now. I mean,
Right.
but what would you? I mean, what would you do? A two-stop here? Or would you try to do a 3?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out their strategy. So, you know, if they've been out there for about 37 laps now, you say 35, 70, 105. Well, that's not enough. So 38. You know, that might be the strategy. We got trouble. Looks like the 6 or the 8. Is that the 6? No.
Right. Look what you're talking about. Johnson Lockhart, they're on pit road right now. Might have been the 8.
It was the 8. Yeah, the 8 had some trouble there getting on the pit row. Randy Oakham.
Luckily,
but we
he was
do
down,
have
what you call it? He got going again. Wow.
Yeah, we got some action on pit row. He almost slid up onto the track. I thought it was going to bring out a caution there. If he'd have got up on that track above that yellow line, it would have, with somebody coming, it would have threw a caution. But you know, it didn't. That's a good thing for.
And I tell you, who would have loved it would have been Justin Fuller and David Comstock. You know, I'm watching them out there. At what point? Because right now they're fighting that machine. They are sliding coming out of the turns. Each turn 2 and 4. And as I say that, never mind, they're coming in with the pits. They've had enough of it. Justin has.
Yeah, well, I know, and if that caution would have came out, man, it would have been heartbreaking for the 41 because he had just made his way on the pit road, so he probably would have went down a lap. He might have got it back. I don't know. We had to.
He's still on a lap down right now.
Yeah, right now, you know, once it cycles through, but if the caution would have came out, he would have had to, you know, stay out to get the wave around and start in the back. So, you know, it would have been a little heartbreaking for him, especially this far into the race.
John out there, man. Sorry, man. I had a chuckle with John. Talking about the Budweiser truck. He was a bit drunk.
Yeah, he's been drinking some of his sponsor stuff. The redneck calculator, Joe. That's that's what I was trying to say. It's hard to use that redneck calculator when you're in a truck.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, all the leaders are coming on pit road. We're going to cycle through the whole field here of green flag pit stops at lap 65. They went about 34 laps, 35 laps, respectively. That actually put them. Well, it's going to put them close to having to do 3 stops here.
No, it'd be 2. It'd be close. I mean, you know, they ran 38 laps. So you figure what's 38 and 38, 72.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Close
right,
enough. I'll
Joe?
go with you.
You gonna double check my math?
Hey, it sounds good to me.
I don't think it's right.
38, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, 30 and 30, 60, take the 8 and 8,
It's
16.
not 72. It's
Take another
it's
16,
76,
yeah. That's how I see, folks. I just did my secret of how I break it down. See, he just said 38 and 38. Well, I did 30 and 30 and 60, and then did 8 and 8, 16, put it together.
Yeah.
It might be the
That's
long way.
what I do.
It's a long way of doing it, but it figures it out in the long one.
No,
Now, my wife, let me tell you real quick, my wife, if you ever want a walking calculator, I'm serious, as a heart attack, throw a number out, bam. He knows what it is. I'm sitting going, you just made me sick. Look who's leading. Chad Coleman figured out a way to get it done. Came in 3 laps early. Want to see if this will benefit him. Now, he's very good on a long run. See, so this might be a good strategy on his part because track position, I think he understood getting up there and passing. Now he's got 3.9 seconds. Even if Justin Fuller might be a little faster earlier on, he's very good at a long run. This might be working in Chad Coleman's playbook here.
Oh yeah. How about third? We got somebody in third place.
Look at that. Oh,
Yeah, that'd be
wow.
the 41 of EJ, man. How about that?
And now you're talking about a whole different ball game here. You got Justin Fuller, which we know he's fast. I mean, there is no question about it. And it's probably going to be
Yeah.
no question that he's going to run down Chad Coleman.
You think?
And well,
Look how far he's
I'm-
got to go, Joe.
well,
I mean,
I know
Chad.
that, I understand that part. What I'm trying to say is I'm looking at the times, but even if he runs him down, obviously we know the two things: running and passing. He might could get close to him. I feel like by the time he gets there, we'll be so far into this run that Chad Coleman is a lot better on long runs.
Yeah, and if Chad can have another pit stop like this one, of course he came in 3 laps, prior to Justin coming in. But if he can make another pit stop like he did last time, he was one of the fastest. I believe EJ had the fastest time on pit road there with a 37.5 from cone to cone. But I mean, Chad Coleman out front by 3. It was 3.7, and now Justin has already knocked off about 5/10 of that, so it's down to 3.2. So he is catching up to him, but that's a long way to go, Joe.
It is, and you're right, it is, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like he's going to cut into it and probably get it, but by the time he gets there, it's going to be a moot point. I think Chad has actually played his style race. Now, obviously, a caution will definitely mess up this whole entire thing, but as of right now, if this thing goes green, this is, I think, what Chad Coleman definitely is very, very good at. And I think this is what Justin Fuller does not want to see. Now, David Comstock got marred back in traffic. He had a terrible pit stop. His pit stop wasn't bad. The problem is, I don't know what in the world happened. It was 49 seconds from pit entry to pit exit. What was he doing? What was he pushing the truck into pit road and off?
It's about a 10-second difference, so you really can't say it's a 15-second penalty if it's only 10 seconds. So yeah, something happened there.
But it had to happen between the time he went on pit road and off, because his pit stop was 14.3, which is normal stop. So
Yeah.
and normally we would see, if it was a penalty on pit road, we'd see it in that, like if he had a penalty. But that means he either on the entrance road had a problem, or on the exit had a problem. And that's what I'm saying. Did he get out and just say, well, I'm going to push the truck on pit road and off?
Yeah, that's
odd.
It's a good question. I'm actually gonna take a look at this replay here and see.
Yeah, because out
of fuel.
I didn't watch him. Yeah, it could have been. You know what? That's another thing. Could have been coached and just didn't know it. I didn't watch him, but I'm just looking, because normally we'll see something that, a bad penalty. We'll see it as the stop if he gets a penalty, but his pit stop was 14.3, so that's normal. Like Nick Timms, for instance. Out here, Nick Timms, he had a 58 from pit to pit, but his pit stop was 30 seconds. So that tells us right there, he either had a penalty involved or was doing some optional repair, and looks like his truck's fine. So obviously he had a penalty. So that tells us right there. So in David Comstock's defense, he messed up somewhere.
Run out of fuel, but I don't know. I know he slid through his box, and I think it took him a second to figure it out before he actually backed up. And he also come down at about 40 miles an hour for some part of that. So maybe he was out. I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, he definitely had some mistakes there on pit road.
And that could kill you as far as going for a championship. He's back in 12th place right now. Definitely as competitive as these guys are up front, with Chad Coleman out front leading this one. And you've got Justin Fuller there in second, EJ O'Rourke up to fourth, and Trey Etzen the third. We're just watching. I'm watching the lap times of Justin Fuller. Obviously, he's going to be a lot, faster than what Chad Coleman is. Faster by about, looks to almost say 0.3, respectively, give or take. He is cutting into the lead. He's 1.7 seconds back. But I got a feeling, we're 15, 12 laps into this run. It's probably going to take him at least another 8 laps, maybe or so. 10 or something like that to catch him. By then, we're going to be 25 laps. Those tires should start evening off here pretty soon.
Yeah, most times, when you get on a long run, you'll be, I'd say, a tenth or so slower each lap, and it'll kind of keep going up and up and up until you hit a plateau where it kind of stops going up, where you're just kind of stuck at, like, say you're running 34s, and it's just like 34, 34 1, 34, 34 1. You kind of get
Yep.
stuck there, and those tires can only get so old before it just kind of plateaus out like that. So if he can plateau out before he gets to the back bumper there of Chad, then Chad's looking good. But he's still got to have enough to get around Chad
Yep.
if he can get to him. So it might not get there until it's time to come back down pit road. And if Chad can hit another good pit stop, it's definitely going to have Justin thinking here on this run. Justin really didn't want to see Chad have a good pit stop like that and take off with the lead. Now he's got to run him down and drive his truck really hard to get to him to make up that time that he lost. But Chad kind of short pitted on him. Either that or Justin stayed out a little bit longer than he did. So
I'm with you on that one. I'm just watching his lap times, and it looks like, lap to lap, Justin is just not, gaining as much as he was. I mean, he's gaining some, but it's very little. I just got a feeling by the time he gets up, and again, even if he catches him, passing him's another thing. He's got to have enough to get around him. We've seen that all race long. So right now, this game plan is playing into Chad Coleman's favor. And I'm with you. Does Justin Fuller go, okay, if Chad comes into pit road, I don't think I can stay out here another 3 laps like I did before. Do I come in with him?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And that's one of the things that us as drivers do. We'll try to kind of trick the guy into, you want to make it to where he don't see you come down pit road, or if you're in front of him, you might let him by and then sneak in behind him so you can get that extra lap on him. Everything counts.
Yeah. All right, John. All right. Talk me into it. Get ready out there since everybody's done went through their green flag pit stops out here. That's right. Run them down here with the OSR Network. Order here tonight, as we were just talking about it. The man right now, he's one of the championship 4 contenders tonight, Chad Coleman, and he's looking pretty. Obviously, you win in the race, you win a title too. Out front in this one, started 7th, currently leading it, but this man right here is trying to close in. Started on pole. He's another one of the final 4 here, vying for a championship. Justin Fuller sitting in 2nd. Trey Edson starting in that 4th place spot. Not out here racing for the title, but definitely would love to win this race. He's currently 3rd. EJ O'Rourke, well, he's another one of the championship 4 here tonight. Started 9th and climbed his way up to 4th. He's trying to figure out a way to get up there and maybe just steal this championship away from these guys here tonight. Bobby Terrell he started 2nd. He's currently running there with a freaky fast machine. Sitting in 5th place, Scott Simley, call him Scott Smiley, but the Budweiser, he's been able to get back. Almost a mishap on pit road. He started 8th. He's currently 6th. He's got Nick Silver right there behind him, who started 14th up to 7th. Mike Kelly, good run for him tonight. We were talking about him earlier on. Started 17th up to 8th. Sean Casto right there in the Maxwell house. Throwback to Mark Martin days, way back in the day. Sitting in 9th, started 24th. Timothy Johnson, though, he's trying to work him over. He's up in the 10th place spot right now. Tommy Rhines looking good, started 22nd. He's sitting in the 11th place. And the last guy of the final 4 for the championship racing tonight, David Comstock, had a mishap on pit road. It's got him marred back in 12th place right now. Joey Katina, the boss man himself, with the Mission 22 machine, started 15th, sitting in the 13th spot. Jimmy North, he's up now, got a little crunched up fender right there in the front side, but he's running 14th, hanging on to it. Jason Barham, though, the other kick-ass beef jerky machine, right now he is hot, just like jalapeno and cheese and sausage on the side of it. He's up to 15th right now. Chris Jaboo, hanging on to the Sim500 machine right there, sitting in 16th place spot. Steve Goschalk, falling back a little bit, started 5th tonight. Back to 17th, Randy Yoakum, up there in the 18th place spot so far. Matthew Welsenbach started 24th. He is hanging on to the 19th place spot here. Jonathan Lockhart, nice looking TNT glass machine. He's up to 20th right now. And Nick Timms little mishap on pit road. Started 11th. He's back at 21st. Well, we got 4 drivers out of this one here tonight so far. That would be Dan Denayer, Michael Walters, Anthony Calatoni, White Beverly, and it takes us all the way back to the front here to this guy, Chad Coleman, controlling the field. And folks, if he wins it, he's the champ here tonight. That's your OSR Network rundown order here. Good looking paints and good looking trucks out there, Gerald. Did you fall asleep?
Yeah, well, sometimes, you know, you get a little tired. Kind of put me to sleep.
I got you.
No, but I love the rundown, man. You get to see the paint jobs, the sponsors that these guys got. Learn a little bit about how the race is going, because you always throw in some good information there for us to look at or know. And it's fun. It's awesome. And I get to take a break. Here's some good info
up front. Justin Fuller has caught Chad Coleman. Now let's see how much of a fight Chad Coleman puts up here in order for him to get around. And Trey Edson caught up there. And here's the thing I didn't want to see, and maybe I'm just looking into it more. Trey got up there and started battling with Justin Fuller, but he saw Justin was battling with Chad Coleman, and then he backed off. I've said it, I'm going to say it again, and I'm a hard believer of it. Got a fast enough truck to pass those two, pass them. Let's see if Justin Fuller makes his pass on Chad Coleman, and I think he is.
Yeah, it's almost like you're waiting in line, though. You know, when you got a guy in front of you and you know he's looking to make a pass, you really can't. I mean, I guess you could make a pass on him before he makes this move, but that's one thing about being teammates. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Of course, we don't know if he let up or if he got loose or something, but yeah, it happens.
Well, all right, I'm going to go ahead because I love drama and I love throwing it out there and I love conspiracy theories. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out because as soon as that pass was made on Justin Fuller, guess who came right up underneath Chad Coleman like it was nothing, no tomorrow? Yeah. Trey Edson. And he is the teammate to Justin Fuller. Now he's pressuring Chad Coleman where he wouldn't Justin. Now, again, that's what teammates do. All right, folks, it is, you know, team orders, team orders. They might say, oh, no, it's not. Yeah, right. Okay, look, you got a team out there, use it. That's fine. I'm just like this. If I'm in that 10 truck, Daryl, we team, hey, man, look, I want to win this race. You go battle with Chad. I'm going to win the race if I'm fast enough to get around you, you know?
Yeah, and I'm the same way, you know. I'll tell my teammates, you know, about how many laps we can make it on fuel or about a roundabout number about when I'm going to go in, but I won't tell them exactly when, and I'll definitely try to juke them out and get on pit road without them. So, and another thing that they like to do when they're going green, you know, these guys, they have a channel, teammate channel or whatever where they can talk to each other on the radio, and you know, they like to tell each other when they're going to go green. Well, not me. You know, that if they ask me, I say, well, go on green. But that don't mean I'm going to go on green.
Now, I mean,
sometimes they want you to count down.
Right. And, you know, but now, you know, again, there's nothing wrong with that. And I've done that as a team. And I've been in a position where to help a team out. Where I'm trying to look at is coming to the last laps. Battling and fighting with them and whatnot. You know, a team is a team, and you're supposed to help out team. You know, I mean, that's what the team is for. You know, that's basically what they're there. I mean, if you've got a fast enough truck, now, to me right now, it looks like maybe Trey's probably got a faster truck to probably go around Justin. But we know this is a tough place to pass. And he probably fears that he would get into Justin at this point if he tries to get around him.
Well, he's not going to hold off on him, Joe. You know,
and I hope not.
Yeah, Justin don't have to win the race to win this championship. He's just got to stay ahead of Chad Coleman and everybody else. So Trey, there he goes. He makes his move.
And that's what I want to see. I want to see, even though they're teammates, I ain't got no problem with them working together, trying to get Justin Fuller a title out of here. Or Dave Comstock. I got no problem with the team doing that. It's just if one of the other teammates is fast enough to win the race, get it done. Now, what I do see that they probably done is get a cushion between them and Chad Coleman before they did race. That's just smart teamwork right there.
Yeah, and they're still about 2/10 faster than Chad or so. Well, no, not so much. Well, you got to include that Justin got passed. So, yeah, they're probably about 2/10 faster than Chad. And Chad actually has to stay out for a few more laps. He can't come in right yet. If he could, he would. He'd be coming down now, but he's got to stay out for a few more.
And now that, I've probably made all the drivers mad and all the people mad out there and been like, Joe, what is wrong with you? You're on crack. I mean, I like throwing out that stuff. I'm a little bit different when it comes to commentating. Some drivers like it, some don't. Some be like, what is wrong with you? To me, racing is racing short. As far as teams should help each other. I've said it time and time again. I've been in those positions. Sometimes I wish I would have had a teammate to help me out, but
that's right.
Again, who knows, Now, I will disagree on some of the things that you talked about there, Gerald. I will help a teammate on restarts and on pit strategies. But then again, the last pit stall strategy, or the last time we're going to go on caution, then I might say, nah.
That's right, and I believe in what John said. I spin my grandma out too. I know you would. Yeah. And Oliver, I agree with that as well. When it comes down to going for a win, I don't think that the teammates thing goes out the window. So I don't. Right. What we're talking about is the passing and all that good stuff.
Right, and you're right there. No, I mean, I've never been on a team where it says, okay, look, we've got to do this now. Obviously, I've been on a team before where we had one driver that was in a championship, and 4 or 5 of us pretty much knew what we had to do. And throughout the race, which, I always know. Here's the thing. I know I ain't getting up there being competitive anyway, so I'm going to do my part back in 10th place, which is usually where I'm running at, that I can to help out the teams. So there you go. It kind of give you where I'm at, man, hanging out in team-wise.
Yeah, well, hey, the first one to hit pit row out of the championship drivers, the chase drivers, is the 41, EJ Rourke. He come down, got 4 tires and some fuel. He's back out on the track with about 35 to go on his last run.
Yep. Good run right now. We got a good battle going on here. You got Mike Kelly. Chad Coleman looks like he is going to come in early. Now, this is kind of interesting. We're going to see if obviously that brings down Nick Silver's coming in. Dave Comstock stays out. Justin Fuller's, well, hey, Justin Fuller says, not this time. He actually is coming in the pits along with him.
Yeah, busy pit row right now. And I think Dad could have came in a lap or two sooner. So, I think he should have. But maybe he knows something more than I do. He's out there driving. I'm not.
Chad's made his pit stop. Yeah, Chad made his pit stop. He came in
for him last time.
Yeah, he came in. Looks to be he's going to be a lap earlier because Justin said, not this time. I'm not staying out 2 and 3 laps this time. Now, Trey Edson, obviously, he's coming in now, but he stayed out about a lap or so earlier than everyone else there. But I think Justin Fuller got the hint last time. It took him so long to run him down. And he's looking at, if this is the last pit stop and it goes green and he gives up, well, he's not going to give up 3 seconds this time because Chad Coleman just went around him. So that was a good strategy. If he gave up 3 to 4 seconds like he did last time, he might not have enough, time to run down Chad.
And Chad actually gained that time on the access road, and also on that lap that he came in before, he gains that little bit of time too. So, these guys pretty much identical as far as being on pit road and their pit stops and whatnot. But it's a tricky place to pit here, man. It's a long access road, through 3 and 4 and also through 1 and 2. So you pretty much got to run a lap around on that access road, and that access road is a lot slicker than the track is.
Absolutely. Chad Coleman makes it around, but here's the thing. Trey Edson's going to be right there glued to his back bumper when they come around. So Chad didn't get as far away as he wanted to on this run, away from Justin like they did last time, and Trey. So they're all going to be bunched up right there.
Trey Edson did a great job.
Yeah, he learned that time.
Yeah, Trey was fast. You know, he even stayed out for an extra lap and still came out ahead of Justin Fuller. So he really nailed it getting on and off pit road.
Now it's got to take the psyche of Chad Coleman a little bit different here. Obviously, you want to run your truck hard to keep those guys behind you. But then again, you got to know that it is a long way, and he is definitely fast when it comes to the end. I'm going to say it's pretty much is going to put it to the end. Trey's going to try to do everything he can to get around him.
Yeah, he's really not worried about Trey too much as far as, you know, winning the race goes. Yeah, he better worry about Trey. But as the championship, you know, he's got to worry about Justin. And if he can keep these guys behind him, he'll be able to win the race and the championship. But if he lets, Trey's making a move now. Not sure if he's going to be able to get this pass done. I doubt he will. And that's just going to hurt Trey more, but it's going to allow Justin to get a little bit closer to him. So Trey's going to slide up here probably and take over that #1 spot. Now, he's not going to be so nice when it comes to the 00 of Justin Fuller. When Justin gets there, I'm sure he's going to fight a lot harder than he did with Trey.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, Trey gets such a run going into the turn there. He got a drive going in, which allowed him to make that pass. And coming off, he's definitely going to let that thing drift up there, pushed into the wall. So we're going to see. I think it's just a matter of time before Justin Fuller pulls up there to the back tailgate of Chad Coleman. And we've seen it last time. Unless Chad can just make that thing very, very wide, matter of time before he gets around him.
Yeah, I got a feeling he can stretch it out about 3 or 4 lanes wide. He's going to have to. Really don't have no choice. Unless he can stay out in front of Justin, then, you know, of course, he'll be fine then. But Justin, you know, he's been fast all night. He ran him down once. He might be able to do it again. But then again, Chad, he might have been holding back for this last run here. So we're going to have to stay tuned to see what happens here. Keep an eye on Chad and Justin.
Well, it's heating up because this is the final time here. E.J. O'Rourke back up to 5th. David Comstock has not been able to bounce back from the mishap on pit road. He's back in 17th, marred back there. He really probably is one that's yelling, hoping for a caution. Chad Coleman's probably not wanting one at this point. Love to see this thing just go straight out green. Like he's picked up the pace a little bit here. Justin Fuller's not quite as fast as he was before. Remember, Justin before was like 0.2 faster. Now he's only maybe a couple hundreds.
Yeah, and Chad did what he wanted to do. You know, he put himself out in front of Justin, which is going to make Justin have to go around him. Going to be up to, you know, Chad if he wants to let him by easy or not. And like I said, he's going to fight him, man. This is for the trophy.
Absolutely it is. Championship time. Trey Edson, he's got it out front, leading this one so far. Definitely wants to win this one here tonight. He's done what he needs to do. Chad Coleman sitting there in second. First man in the top 4 here buying for a title. Lap car there, Nick Timms, might play a factor here in a few, but Justin Fuller right there on his back, and E.J. O'Rourke. So you've got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, all championship contenders.
Absolutely, yeah, all having a great run, you know. And EJ, he's showed up, man. He showed up to race.
Does he have enough time to run him down? I mean, he is definitely, you know, not too bad off. Just have to see if he's got enough time to run him down. He's 5 seconds behind the leader right now, though.
Yeah, you know, and short pitting is what got him up there in 4th. You know, he did everything he could to make up as much time as possible, and it only got him up to 4th, which is, you know, like you said, 5 seconds behind. The top 3, they've done stretched it out on these guys, and EJ's the first one.
The man right now who is in control of destiny, he is right there in 2nd place, Chad Coleman, but Justin Fuller pulls up on the back deck lid. This would be a battle for 2nd, but a battle for the championship too here between 2 of the top guys here in the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. Right now, Justin's going to see if he looks to the outside. Chad's going to give it to him or not.
Yeah, and if he can stick his nose in there between Chad and the wall and take over that high line, he might be able to use that high line to get around him. I doubt he can do it on the bottom unless he throws a slider, you know. And he might do it.
He drove it into the turn. Problem is that truck's going to push up the track. Chad Coleman got a good run back here. Now, if he drives it into that turn again here in this turn, he might be able to clear him.
Yeah, and they're coming up on Nick Timms here. I believe Nick's the first one here lap down in front of him.
Well, and he did. I mean, you've seen Justin Fuller just drove that thing into the turn.
Yeah, Justin took over that high line, man. That's going to hurt Chad a little bit unless he can throw it down in there and slide up top and take back that high line from him where that momentum is.
It just seems like Chad's not driving it as far down into the turn, going into the turn like Justin and him is. Let's see if he's realized that, look, those guys, man, are just hammered. For some reason, they've got a way of going into the turn better than Chad. Chad gets off the turn a little bit better.
Yeah, they're throwing it down in there, you know, and I don't blame them. You know, it's working out.
Yeah, and I think right now it's all for naught as Chad just realizes now I'm going to have to stay back.
Yeah.
He's got to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, here to try to get that truck to stick, because you see Justin Fuller just being able to hammer that thing going into the turn.
Yeah, maybe Chad can use this draft a little bit. Maybe take some notes from Justin to see what Justin's doing. Or maybe Justin's driving a lot harder than Chad, and Chad can end up getting him here later in the run. We got about 20 to go.
If he can keep him close enough, that's the thing. If he lets him get too far, then the time difference between the two will just not work out. If Justin is working that thing, man, a little bit harder than Chad Coleman is. But right now, Justin Fuller's where he needs to be. Second place and control of the championship points right now. Out front, Chad Coleman sitting in third, E.J. O'Rourke there in fourth, Nick Silver up in the fifth, Bobby Terrell sitting in sixth, Scott Simley seventh, Sean Casto right there in eighth, Mike Kelly ninth, Timothy Johnson rounds the top 10.
Yeah, Trey Edson all the while, man, he's starting to open up that lead there while those guys were battling a little bit. He's got it out there by a second and a half, and that last time by Chad Coleman was just a little over a tenth slower than Justin, so looking really good for Fuller, man. Yeah,
and that's how it was, and then it kind of just shifted later on into the run here in the next probably about 10 laps or so. His laps are winding down. We it's getting down to the last part of the race here. Does Chad Coleman have enough time to run Justin Fuller back down?
He should have plenty of time. You know, is he going to have the equipment to do it? You know, that's the question. Is Justin going to burn his tires up and then Chad run him down, or is Chad just ain't got it?
Yeah, true. Good battle going on here. Bobby Terrell back here in the sixth place. He's working over Nick Silver. Watching here with Scott Simley moving in. So I've been watching this little battle going on back here for fifth and sixth.
Yeah, Nick Silver, man, the 15, man, he was having some trouble earlier, getting a little bit loose. But, man, wow, as he showed up, man, he's up to fifth here, but he's trying to hold off Bobby down on the bottom.
Doing a good job of it right now as Bobby looks to the inside. He's going to try to take that spot away. Going to be able to hold it going into the turn here. They'll go door to door. We've seen it. That inside line, we've said it hasn't been good, but the last couple of times, guys have been able to make a pass on it.
Wow, Bobby did make that, you know, and of course he slides right up in front of Nick, which is what he has to do, because if he didn't, then that high side will just come back to the inside of him there. So he slides up. And the 15 of Nick had an opportunity to dive to the inside, which he knows is probably a slower way around. I can't believe Bobby made that pass like that. What a move.
Good power move right there in the freaky fast machine out there of the number 4, Bobby Terrell. He's looking good. Scott Simley's going to move it on up. As right now, it's just Justin Fuller's just pulling away from Chad Coleman. Not what Chad wants to see up there. As laps are winding down. Well, these three are still at each other back here. Bobby Terrell, Nick Silver, and Scott Simley.
Yeah, they're having some fun. They are all over each other. Look at how close they are together. And, with the track being like it is, one little bit of wiggle, man, they really be on top of each other.
Absolutely. All nose to tail right now, looking good. So we got 14 to go here to settle it. Season finale, folks, here. Homestead tonight. Well, while we're watching this awesome man battling going on for about the 5th on back spot, let's go high and wide and for the final time here of the season, the Sim500. Let's break out Blimpy, because Blimpy's a happy thing, even though it's sad. It's the last time we see him. But Blimpy, the Blimpy cam, folks, gives you a good perspective of the facility and just how far apart these guys are. And I always got to ask, Gerald always wonders, Gerald, you like Blimpy?
Yeah, love Blimpy.
There you go. Well, that's it. That's the Blimpy cam,
what about
folks.
John?
Well,
have you ever asked John that?
John, you love Blimpy out there. I know you're on a delay, but by the time I get done saying what I'm saying, he'll answer. I always throw the challenge out there, folks. Well, never mind. He just answered. Blimpy time. Yay. There we go. All right. Well, I always throw the challenge out there. The Blimpy challenge. Hey, look, it's a happy word.
Oh,
I've said it time and time again. You cannot get mad saying Blimpy. Even if you got hit in the head with a rock or whatever. Hey, Blimpy, folks. I mean, it might work for you. And again, it might not. But that's Blimpy Cam. And it has been awesome, man, to show it off here in the Truck Series, OSR Network Zone, online simracingnetwork.com. Your home for fun and exciting sim racing. And it is a good one here. What happened?
Simley and Silver, man, they are going at it.
All
Mike
right.
Kelly there, too.
Good battle then. Absolutely.
Yeah,
those three guys were nose to tail.
Yeah, I think they had a little bit of contact there, and actually the 12 gets a little bit sideways and saves it. That's what opened up the door for Kelly to get in there. But the 12 and the 15, man, Silver and Smiley, as you would say, those guys, man, they've been battling all night here at Miami.
Having fun up there, like you just said earlier on. Oh, Nick Silver right there, Mike Kelly, Scott Simley, all three of those trucks nose to tail. That's actually for the 6th, 7th, and 8th place spot. As you can see him right there. As Trey Edson is walking away with this one. He's got a 2.1, 2.2 second lead over Justin Fuller, who was the first man in the championship 4 here this weekend at Homestead. Right now, folks, he's got a solid 1 second lead over Chad Coleman. This pace right here, nothing Chad can do unless a caution comes out at this point.
Yeah, 10 to go right now. You know, this time by it's 10 to go. So this is it, man. This is the end of the season, Joe.
Right. We're crowning a champ here. And seeing old Mike Kelly right now work over Nick Silver. He's going to look to the inside. Let's see if he's going to be able to make the pass. Not quite.
No, not yet. Don't look like it. It's really hard to get it done on the bottom, you know. That's why when the 4 Bobby did it, I was like, wow, what a move, you know, because that is not easy to do here at Homestead.
Absolutely not. David Comstock messed up on pit road earlier, and that's what we talk about it week in and week out. One mistake and that can kill you, and the one mistake here I believe pretty much buried David. He's way back at 15th, has not been able to recuperate from it yet. The other participant in the final 4 here for the championship, and as of right now, just he would need a lot to go his way to get back up front here with the final laps closing in. EJ O'Rourke hanging on to 4, Chad Coleman still up to 3rd, Justin Fuller right there in 2nd, and he is the first man pretty much as long as he doesn't make a mistake. That's what he doesn't need, a mistake, hit the wall or something like that. If he stays clean, races his own race, he's going to be the champ here.
Yeah, and well deserved. You know, a lot of hard work went into it, and it looks like it's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, Chad Cole right now, though, he's right behind him. He's definitely, he can see him. Man, just can't make up any pace on him right now. He's just hoping that maybe that Justin overdrives that truck or something, and hoping for a miracle.
Yeah, and still our closest battle on the track, you know, is right behind EJ's Nick Silver, of course, is still going at it with Scott Simley and Mike Kelly. Right now, he's got his hands full of Mike Kelly there. Mike been trying on the bottom there quite a few times, and seems like he can get it almost clear. And then here comes the 15 right there again, and they call it riding your right rear, where he gets there just enough, but 15 just not going to give it to him, and I don't blame him.
And the one things I like putting out here, business is picking up. Run what you brung time, folks. As two things. Obviously, the last lap brings out, that's it. But if usually with 5 to go and a caution comes out here in iRacing, that's it. And we've clicked with 5 to go in this one, folks. So caution comes out at this point will not help Chad. Won't help any of them. Chad's going to have to hope Justin Fuller overdrives that truck, makes a major mistake. But all Justin's got to do is hang on to that thing for another couple laps, and he's going to be the 2018 champion here for the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series.
Yeah, and the SimSpeedShop.com truck, he almost had it, man. I thought he was going to get it there earlier, but it ain't over yet. It still might happen.
No. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, Justin still has to run his own race. He has to be very patient. Can't make a mistake. Chad is still right there. I mean, we still got, laps to go, so never know.
Yeah, there's still definitely opportunity for mistakes to be made. You never know. You could have a mechanical failure or some kind of technical difficulty.
We've seen it. We've seen a wild season here. We've seen guys on the last lap and the last turn blink out. We've seen it happen, and an up and down season, folks. It has been, and we appreciate everybody week in and week out tuning in to it, man. It has been wild, and Gerald has seen all kinds of crazy things. But if everything goes as planned, like it needs to be, and Justin just runs his own race and hits all 4 corners like he needs to, he's going to bring home the championship here tonight for the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 Truck Series, because he's only going to have about 2 laps to go. Trey Edson just out there in cruise mode. He just wants to win.
Win number 6 if he does it, and with 2 to go, it's looking good for him.
Absolutely. As they come across the line, it'll be the white flag for the final time. Justin Fuller right there pretty much has done what he has needed to do. Like he's actually backing that thing down because he knows I'm going to just be very patient here. Out of turn 4, the white flag flies for Trey Edson out front to win it, but also for that man Justin Fuller one more time around the track to become the champ.
What a race tonight, Joe. 1 caution here. That's unusual, but not unusual for these guys, man. SimSpeedShop.com. They got a good league here. Sim500 is awesome.
Absolutely. And coming into turn number 3, Justin Fuller for the final time. All he pretty much had to do is put it in cruise control. Chad Coleman's done everything he needed to do all race long. Trey Edson will win it here at Homestead. But, folks, right there is your champion. Justin Fuller is going to put it out here tonight and is the SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series champ. What a race. What a season. It has been electric here, and that man I know is going to be ecstatic and relieved to know he is the champ.
Yeah, and I'd love to see his Twitch stream right now. Unfortunately, I don't have his channel. I don't know. I asked him what it was, but yeah, I bet he's going. He's having some fun over there.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to him, man. It was awesome. He did a great job this season. He won a lot of races, ran strong, and he got it done, man.
Did what he had to do. Trey Edson did what he had to do. He wanted to win the race. He came out here and won the race. He said, fellas, I'll do what y'all want. Coming out here, man, and doing what I need to do. And, man, just what a... I don't know. Guys, man, gave it their all. I mean, that was awesome out there. To a lot of guys here.
Hey, that's all you can ask from them,
Yeah.
And they did it. and I know it's a lot of hard work. And you know, like I've said many times tonight, it's been a long season, Joe. They've had a lot of races, 30 races season, and you know it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm so happy that I was able to do it here with you, and for the Sim500 guys, and sponsored by Sim Speed Shop, man. I mean, it couldn't be any better.
Trying to look for Chad Coleman. Don't see him out there right now. So bring up old EJ O'Rourke. We'll get a talking with him. He comes up in 4th tonight here, Gerald. But bring him up here. I'll let you get a talk in with him. He was one of the final 4. Maybe get a, ask him, man, how he felt about his race. And, coming out of here tonight, 3rd in the points. Not bad.
EJ O'Rourke, Gerald West, you got a copy?
I got a copy, buddy. How are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, and I know you had a struggle, man, but you did everything you could to gain some time, man. You started a little bit further back there early on. You was back in, I'd say, around 10th, 11th or so, and with some good stops there on pit row, some good pit strategy, you managed to get up there to 4th. Couldn't quite get the championship, man, but what a season for you, man. I thought you did a great job this season.
Well, thank you. We're coming in here as the defending champion, and we won Texas this year, so it's just one of those deals. Qualifying is important, but to beat Fuller and Comstock and Coleman's nothing easy. So bad qualifying never hurt us, but we were there at the end.
Yeah, well, the championship's going to stay with Aftermath Motorsports this season, man, and what a season for y'all as a team. Awesome. You got this will be your 15th win on the season.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me. I mean, I'm glad I could be one of 15.
Well, hey, man, one's better than 0. But strong run tonight to come out of here in 4th. Anything you could have done different to make it better?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't practice a whole lot, but I've been doing this thing for 8 years now, so you can't really blame it on that. It's just those guys are just better than me. I mean, they flat out drove me, and not too good here, but I'm not making excuses. They're faster than me here. So it is what it is, and congratulations to Fuller. I know he's been wanting to win one of these things. They don't come easy.
Oh, absolutely. And you're the defending champ, so you gotta hold your head
That's right.
up.
That's right.
Hey, you got beat by some tough guys, man. Old Fuller, he ain't no slouch. So can't hold your head down too low, man. You put on a great show for us there week in and week out, and you hung in there. And to even be a part of the 4 that could come in here and race for it, I thought that was awesome. So I'm proud of you for your season, man, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much, and thank you for everything you guys have done with the broadcast all season. I really enjoy watching them.
Hey, we appreciate it, and y'all make it easier for us up here because y'all make it exciting. Y'all give us plenty of stuff to talk about, that's for sure. But hey, man, anybody you want to thank tonight?
Well, before you let me go, I just want to say congratulations to Trey on the victory, because he's going to be the small dog left in the fight here. No one's going to talk to him because he's not a championship. So, So Gary Mercer Trucking, of course, and Papa Sadler. It's been Sim Speed Shop and Sim500, and just everyone on this whole team for doing this every week.
Hey, it's been a pleasure being able to talk to you, and I really enjoyed watching you guys out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, right there, EJ O'Rourke done a fine job all season long, and definitely was one to look out for. And like you just said, defending champion, man, was an awesome thing there. But got the 3rd place man here, did everything he could do all night long. Chad Coleman, let's bring him up here and get a word in with him.
Chad Coleman, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, hey, man, I was pulling for you there, and coming in a little early helps you out. You got out there by about 4 seconds, man. Unfortunately, they ran you down, and you put up a tough fight. I didn't think he was gonna get around you that easy. I don't know what happened there. Maybe you can let us know.
It's just the difference in tires. Like I knew there was gonna be a little bit of difference in tires, but they never equalized. I figured they'd equalize out after, a little while, and they really never did. That little bit of advantage they kept, like, the whole, all the way through the run. So I figured, pit early, make them chase me, to get some to get some track position, because when we were all running right there nose to tail, I mean, shit, we're all running the same times. So they weren't going anywhere. I wasn't going anywhere. And so we took a swing at it. And I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I figured the tires would equalize out a little quicker than they did, and they never really did. They kept that advantage most of the run.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because I was trying to explain that earlier. You know, usually it'll reach a plateau and it'll just kind of hang out. But yeah, tonight it just didn't seem to happen. And if it would have happened for you, it would have worked out a little better in your favor, man. But what a season for you, man. You got 2 wins, 12 top 5s, and 21 top 10s.
Yeah, we're consistent. It probably would have helped to done at least a little bit of practice before I got in the server. I got in, figured out how tight it was, and then after about 20 laps, it would start to slide off the corner, especially 4. The line I'd ran the whole race right there, the last 50 laps of the race, it went away completely, and I couldn't run it. The line Fuller was running, and 3 and 4 stayed right there for him, and he could get a good drive off the top. And I wasn't sure where Trey was running. He was running low and staying right there, probably just keeping it freed up. But it worked for him. Trey did good. Trey won the race. Fuller won the points, and we ran second. I honestly figured this was about custom made for David Comstock, and I don't know what he done tonight, but looked like he stepped on his private parts, and yeah, so we'll take second. Hopefully we can do a little better next year.
Oh yeah, man, you had a great season. But yeah, I just didn't think he was going to be able to get around you there. Usually the high side here, it pays off pretty well, but I seen you had your hands full of those aftermath guys. You know, they kind of double teamed you up there, man. But hey, man, all in all, good race. You had a great run out there, man. You finished third tonight. Couldn't quite pull off that championship. You barely missed it though, Chad.
Yeah, we were close. I gotta thank Joey and everybody that runs the league over here. I gotta thank JD Laird with JDR Graphics for painting pretty much anything I ask him to. I mean, we got a new truck that'll roll out after this race when the Sim Speed Shop truck's done. So we'll keep on rolling with that, and then we'll come back run the winter series. But thank you and Joe and everybody for broadcasting. Thank the guys from Sim Speed Shop for the sponsorship this year on the truck and with the league. And looking forward to the winter series.
Yeah, hey man, it was a pleasure talking to you, you know, and I really enjoyed watching you guys out there. So thank you for putting on some great shows, and hey man, maybe next time.
Yep, there's always next time.
That's right.
There you have it, Chad Coleman, man. And I tell you what, constant professional, week in and week out. The man did what he needed to do and came out here just a little bit short. But I'm going to bring up the winner of the race here, Trey Edson. Trey Edson, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you came out here and did what you needed to do. Wasn't running for a championship, wanted to win the race. And you did that, and you did it in fashion, blowing the doors off of everybody. You must love this place.
Yeah, I kind of called my shot with you guys last Wednesday when I finished second to Fuller. I was like, I love Homestead, and I feel like the track, it's owed me a few, especially when we ran here earlier in the year. I was super fast on long runs just like tonight, but I shot myself in the foot and ended up getting in an accident. So I knew as long as I took care of the tires that it'll come to me. It always has at Homestead. I don't know what it is about me in this track or my driving style or what I do different, but it just after 10 or 15 laps I just usually just start leaving guys. So it's awesome for Fuller. I try to be careful around them guys all night long with the different tire strategies. Try to be patient with David and Justin early on when I started running them down. So it's tough to try to not affect somebody's championship, but still try to go win a race. So that was fun. I'm glad everybody stayed clean. No kind of crazy drama ruined anyone's night. So but yeah, it's me and the truck and Homestead just kind of mix. I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, and you did an outstanding job. You definitely, man, proved to me tonight you definitely did what you needed to do. Well, man, I tell you what a season, 6 wins this season. You proved you know how to drive one of these trucks. You got anybody you want to thank for the final win here tonight?
Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, they've been on board the last half the season. We've had a good season. Hopefully that can carry into the winter series and into next year. Thank you guys I haven't ran but half the season over here, but thank you guys for doing a great job. It's always, I know it's a good night when I get to talk to y'all after the race, so that's always a pleasure. Sim Speed Shop for sponsoring the series. Joey for even having the league. I know he puts up with a lot of stuff. Just want to thank my teammates. David, he had a rough night, man. We were on the same pit strategy on the first one, and we started sputtering on fuel when we got to pit road, and he ran completely out of gas, and then slid through a stall, so he had no way of firing the truck up and backing up. He kind of had to like just keep pushing the button to get it to turn over to back up. So he had a rough night. Congrats to EJ. He had a good run. I had no idea he was in fourth. I didn't know he was so close. Chad had a great season, and of course Fuller. So just got to thank all them guys, and we'll see you guys Sunday night.
That's a good
Monday
one right
night.
there. All right, cool deal, man. I'll tell you what, it's been an awesome season. Again, congratulations on putting it in victory lane here tonight. Trey Edson. Well, this guy right here, he's done it all season long. Came home in second place here, but he started out tonight. He started wanting to win. Got in last week, won the final four. Won last week to get it done. Tonight is a champion of the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 Truck Series. Justin Fuller, bring him up here.
Hello?
Justin Fuller, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hand it over here to Joey. He wanted to talk to you. Normally I would, but
Oh man,
I'm going to hand it over to Joey.
right there.
Hey, I'm going to hand it to him. There you go, Joey.
Gotta find the right button first, right? Justin,
Yeah.
It's been a long season, buddy, man, and I tell you, it came down to the end. We had a great race tonight. The Sim Speed Shop, on behalf of them, Sim500, all the admins, we would like to congratulate you on being the 2018 champion, my friend.
I appreciate it. It was a really fun season. We had a lot of ups and downs, and we finished with an up. We finished with 2 ups. We got the win last week, second this week, but yeah, it was a great season. Loved racing with these guys. Love racing in this league, and I couldn't be more thankful.
Well, we're glad to have you as our champion. I'm going to turn it back over to Joe and Jay. Great job this year, both to you guys, OSRN. Thank you guys so much. It's been an absolute blast, and we can't thank y'all for the great coverage and just everything y'all have done this year, play-by-play wise. Thanks again, guys, and again, congratulations, Justin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joey.
Well, I'll tell you what, and sentiments right there. The man, Justin Fuller, you brought out a new, hey, we can say it. You're the champ. You're the man out here tonight. You raced your way into the Final Four. You had to do it last week to get it done. I know that was heart pounding. Coming into this race, I mean, you were dead confident last week. I mean, your words, let me re-quote them. I'm going to win. Okay, that was your words, and you did. You won. You got in. This week coming in, well, tell us how you feel coming into this race.
Homestead is probably one of my favorite mile and a half tracks. I'm actually going to call it my favorite mile and a half. It's just, you have other options around. You don't have to just run the bottom. It's just, there's so many options at this track, even in the truck. But I thoroughly enjoy racing at this track. David is so good on the mile and a halves. And I honestly thought that tonight was going to be for him. And once we did that first run before the caution, he was maintaining with me, and then, kind of the same thing with Trey. There was like a 10 to 15 lap window where Trey would pull me and David started catching me. And I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't doing anything different. But as soon as that window was closed, I started to pull away from David and reeling Trey back in. So we were really good on the long run when the fuel started to burn off. The truck started to get really free on corner exit. We were looking really good. So like I said, I felt like this was David's race, but when that happened, I was like, well, now I feel like this is in my hands. I felt pretty confident, but it was a long race to go, and never know what can happen in a race,
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You got to look last week. David came in, he dominated that whole entire race, and you came up in there and won the thing, though. So it like you was just talking about, you thought he might have come in here and was very good, had trouble on pit road early on. Wow, it was just one of those things, but. Man, it has been a long season and it has been awesome. You brought on a new sponsor, got the team together there, Aftermath Motorsports. Y'all definitely come in here, kick-ass beef jerky on the side of that thing. Y'all definitely, kicked you know what out here. And you're the champion, my friend, here for 2018 for the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 Truck Series. Justin Fuller, man, you got anybody else you want to thank for this awesome victory and championship here?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this was a great season. I'm looking at the stats right now before I thank anybody. We led the most laps. We had the most top fives. We didn't get the most wins. Trey ended up beating us there for the tie. We have the most poles. Great season overall. I want to thank Sim500 and everything that they do in this league, from Joey, all the admins. It's a great place to race. Because I made it into the NASCAR Pro Series, I'm not sure, or the iRacing Pro Series. If somehow I ended up transferring into Peak, I will be ineligible for this series next year. So I'm not sure which way I want that to go. I kind of want to go to Peak. I kind of want to run Sim500. So we're just going to try and go for the Peak. And if we don't make it, we'll be back here next year. Got to thank Kick-Ass Beef Jerky for sponsoring me. And basically our whole team that races here at Sim500. Great products. They do have $15 value packs. You go on their website. It's free shipping. It'll get to you in like 2 to 3 days. Great stuff. They got some spicy stuff, let me tell you. I'm not a spicy person, but if you like spicy, get some of their hot stuff, man. It's really good. I want to thank SimSpeedShop.com for sponsoring this series. It's an honor to win the championship under their banner. I don't know if there's a prize or not. I was told that there is, but if there isn't, there isn't. If there is, I can't wait to use it. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast all season. They're fun to go back and watch. Listen to you guys get excited over things, and it's just, I go back and I'm like, oh, they got excited over that? That wasn't even that bad. So, at least from the seat, it wasn't that bad. But it was a great time. I want to thank everybody that raced in the league. Everybody that raced in the series specifically. We had like 14 or 15 of us that ran more than 25 races this season. That's phenomenal. I want to thank everybody in the Final Four. It was fun racing Chad there at the end. I didn't know if he was going to get me or not, but we ended up on top, and it was awesome. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and definitely awesome is the best word to use out there, because you are the champ, my friend. Relish in it there, because they can't take it away from you now. Justin Fuller, 2018 SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 champ here in the Truck Series. Well, Gerald, real quick before he goes, you got any final thing to say to him?
Yeah, man, congratulations, and what a season. You really pulled it through. You barely come in and made your way to this race. I was kind of worried, man, so I'm glad you locked yourself in there, and congratulations tonight, man. You had a super fast truck, and it's always fun watching the kick-ass beef jerky truck out there.
Thanks, man. It was a great season. Loved having you guys in the booth, and maybe we'll do it again someday.
Awesome, man.
There you go. You have at it. That's the champion right there. And, man, what a season it was for that guy here. Get the unofficial results orders. Trey Etzen does put it in victory lane, but Justin Fuller finishes out in second here, but most importantly brings home championship here in the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 Truck Series. Chad Coleman ends up in third. Tried everything he could. Right there in third place, couldn't get it done. E.J. O'Rourke, another one up in the fourth. And you had your top three guys right there, second, third, and fourth in the championship. Bobby Terrell ends up in fifth. Nick Silver, good run in sixth. Scott Simley, seventh. Mike Kelly up there to eighth. Timothy Johnson, ninth. Tommy Rhines rounds out the top 10s. We looked to the rest of it. Dave Comstock was able to fight back, the other participant there. I had to get him up here to talk, but I know probably the disappointment there, Gerald. You know, you came in here, you had such high hopes, had such a great truck, and every one of these competitors said it. David probably was the man here tonight to beat. One mistake, mental mistakes sometimes, can cost you just as much as performance or anything else. And like I've said here, any final words on this race?
Yeah, man. You know, all it takes is one mistake when you're racing with a group of guys like these guys out here that ran for the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 League, man. I love watching them, man. I really enjoyed it. And I really like to congratulate Trey on the win, first and foremost. You know, he did a great job out there tonight, so congrats to him on his 6th win. But most importantly, man, congratulations to Justin. He really did a great job this season, getting himself in there in position to be able to come here and take home the win, you know, for the championship. So great job. My hat goes off to you, Justin, and good luck out there, you know, in the future if you move on to the Peak Antifreeze Series. But congratulations to that whole team, man. EJ, all those guys, everybody in the top 4. Congratulations also to Chad Coleman, man, for you know, dominating the most part of the season. I really enjoyed watching these guys out there, you know, and that's going to put Aftermath up in the 15 win mark, you know, so they really did it. And gotta love Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, man. We've heard a lot about those guys, so, you know, I'd love to thank them for jumping on board with those guys. And also, man, I want to thank Sim500 for letting me come up in here with you, Joe. I really enjoyed it, and all the fans out there watching. You know, it wouldn't be as fun without them. So thanks to Joey and all the guys and all the fans out there watching, all the drivers that showed up to participate in this season. It was a lot of fun, and thank you, Joe. I really appreciate you.
Man, I tell you what, I couldn't have said it better myself. You're right. It has been a long season. We crowned a champ tonight. We've crowned a lot. We have seen a lot throughout this whole entire season. We've seen some ups and downs, some funny moments, some wild moments, and everything else. To cap it off to this guy right here becoming 2018 SimSpeedShop.com champion here in the Truck Series. Like you just said, I definitely want to give a shout out here. Thank the Sim500. Thank all the admins, Joey Katina, all the drivers out here, all the fans who have tuned in week and week out to listen to me and Gerald up here and talk. I thank Gerald, man, Jay Weezy himself, the champ. Hey, he knows what it's like to win one of these things, knows what it's like to drive one of them. Appreciate him being up here in the booth. Folks, I haven't truly enjoyed it. Thank you. And with that said, we're leaving Homestead tonight. We crowned a champ. We crowned a winner. What a season to cap it off with. And everyone, have a good night.
Good night.